Hello, everybody, and welcome to Crossbar Football Insights. I have with me a very noted blogger and writer, Kartik Subbu. How are you, Kartik?
Thanks, Ashley. I'm
Welcome
very
to
good.
the welcome to the show, the first one of many. And good 3 points yesterday.
Thank you very much for inviting me to the show. It's a pleasure. This is the first time I'm doing a video show, so I'm obviously nervous, but it's nice. It's easy because it is about talking about United, and after a win, it's always pretty easy. I
That
think
is,
it was a game of two halves, like how it has been for a while now. We had a poor first half. We were lucky to be just 1-0 down. I think the second half, as soon as the break, it was very clear that we needed Bruno, especially in place of Van de Beek, because it felt like Pogba and Van de Beek were in the same place. They were not sure about their roles, who has to go forward. Sometimes it was altering, but it was not probably balanced. The balance was missing maybe with both of them, and there was no attack. It is a smaller ground, so it's a very smaller ground, so there is not enough width and everything. I think once Bruno came in and Rashford had the pace, I think it changed everything. Or to be honest, actually, even more than Bruno coming in, I think Mata came in and when Greenwood went to the middle, I think there was a lot of difference between how we were playing when he was on the right and when he was on the middle. What do you think?
the game changed when Anthony Martial left the pitch.
True.
Okay, now if no ball was going beyond him, every ball that reached him, he was tackled. He lost the ball. He wasn't able to do anything on the ball. Okay, he was static, very little movement. He was trying too many things like he normally does. He had, I think, one shot on goal, one clear shot on goal which he missed, and they were they were disjointed in the first half. Absolutely disjointed. They they didn't look like there was any game plan whatsoever.
Mm.
I mean, West Ham were all over them, all over them. Uh, they could have conceded more than one goal, as you said, correct. They definitely would have. West Ham were playing really well. They were just static. I mean, the passing was too slow. They were moving the
Great.
ball around too slow. The passes were haywire. Pogba, I still say he still needs a bit more game time, but he wasn't on the ball either.
Mm.
There was just no crosses into the box. Nothing was happening. Cavani was lost because he thrives totally on service in the box. He could do nothing. There were hardly any attacks, hardly any shot on goal. And I think Van der Beek was the best player in the first half. I mean, I personally, I don't know. I didn't think he should have been taken off, but I guess it was like for like, and he brought in Bruno to
Mm.
probably keep the balance of the team. But I think he was the best player on the pitch in the first half.
Mm.
And of course, second half, Bruno Fernandes. I really don't know what happens to this team when that man is on the pitch. They're a different side altogether. They are just
Altogether.
a different side. They move up a couple of gears. The- They are following, everybody plays according to some type of plan which didn't seem to exist earlier. The players are running into spaces, the players are running on the ball, the wingers are going up, crosses are coming in, the midfield is moving, everything becomes compact. I don't know really what that man brings to the team. But
I think sometimes these guys are afraid of Bruno more than Ole. It's like Keane, right? I think they're afraid that he's going to go and have a bash in the dressing room or something. I think that's one reason why the team like is more fluid. I think even with VDB, I felt Pogba offered a physical presence, and with West Ham, with teams which are really physical, I think even if you see in the second half after the goal, Pogba was winning everything in the air. He was doing a lot of things in the air. I think it was very, very important he played. I think that is why we did not play Fred. I don't know what Ole said for that. He was injured. He was not in the frame of mind. But even then, when we play that, I think that is like horses for courses. I think Pogba
yes,
should play in the middle because he can dictate the game. That goal he scored, I think in the team, to be honest, if everybody takes the shot from there, right? Only three people in this whole squad can score that goal. I think Pogba, Bruno, and Martial, because all three guys have that. They can do a finesse shot from outside the post and they can curve the ball in. Maybe Rashford, but I think if it has to go in, the quality, the team, with the team we have, only these three guys have the capability to score a goal like that. And Pogba always has been, even the other day when he came on, when we were losing 2-1 against PSG, he had a very good shot. It was like just over the bar.
Yes,
It was,
yes.
you felt that day, even the first 5 minutes when he came on, he was trying to do something. You can see the energy. He's now, leaner and he's like, feels fit. Like you said, Bruno, I think as soon as Bruno comes in, the team is better. I still think there's a lot of places where we can improve, even when we were at 1-1 or something like that. I see AWB on the right, and there's so much space in front of him, and Lindelof has the ball. He doesn't go forward. I don't know whether he's not comfortable going forward or not. But there was so much space in front of him, and he was just stagnant waiting there. He can always keep going forward because he knows the ball is going to be played to him. And they are small things, obviously. But that is what made Fergie and the team bigger. The small things, they always got that correct. If when Ferdinand had the ball, Rafael will be like near the halfway line, not on, to make a side pass. There'll be a forward pass, or at least a 45-degree pass. That is what this team. Tellus keeps going forward, but on the right, you see AWB is not, and he's a winger converted right back, so he should have it in him to keep going forward. He shouldn't be stagnant there. That is the only thing I even yesterday, world class tackle. That's an unbelievable recovery pace. He shows his tackling is good. Sometimes I feel he's lazy. He doesn't jump. He doesn't defend air balls. But he can come back and defend. He makes up for it. I think he's very, very good. First one-on-one tackle, I think he's probably one of the top three players in the world. He's a very good tackler. But like you said, sometimes there is no game plan, or it's just that, I mean, they know. I think they know that just goes through the 45 minutes. They probably know Bruno and Rashford are going to anyways come in at the next 45 minutes and maybe make something happen. It is unbelievable. A player comes in and creates 8 chances in 45 minutes. When in the first half we had like probably 2 chances. I remember the Martial shot, and I don't. I think one more shot we
Yeah,
had. Pogba. Yeah, just 2 shots. It's unbelievable. One single player can come and create 48 chances. And Rashford should have taken the chance. He was so he scored the goal. He could have got a hat trick yesterday. He was
definitely.
getting into excellent positions. That pass from Mata was excellent. I think even if with this team, irrespective of who, I mean, if everybody is fit, I still think day after tomorrow when we play Leipzig, I think Greenwood, Cavani, and Rashford should be front three. I think I would actually stick Greenwood in the middle and ask Cavani to go on the right and alter between them, because Greenwood, you see the chances, even the Southampton game, the first chance when he had, that was from the middle. He is very, very comfortable. So he can do the step force, but now the world knows what he's doing, right? He's either going to beat you on the right or beat you on the left. So everybody is ready for that. So then his best, attribute is his finishing. Use it properly, play him in the middle, and 2 years down the line, he's going to be your number one, number nine, your first number nine. He should. That is how he's going to get better, by playing him there. If it has to be sacrificing Cavani a little bit to the right or something like that, or Rashford goes to the right and Cavani goes to the left. Yesterday we saw Cavani playing through the left a few times when Martial was
Yes.
playing in the middle. So if that has to happen, it has to happen. It's okay. But Greenwood should be playing there. That is what is very important for his development. And I think it is very, very important for United that he keeps developing, because he has built up physically now. That was lacking. So he came back after the break really, really physically well. He had his mental problems, but yesterday after the goal and everything, he was very, very good. You can still see him. He can take a man on, but he's not a right winger. He's a center forward. He should be playing there. He can score goals for us. He should be playing there.
In fact, the goal he scored yesterday, the first touch from the cross was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. To get at that pace, to control the ball, that ball when it came down or in the air, it was spinning, and he still managed to take a shot. The ball was the ball didn't go anywhere far away from him. It was at his feet, and at that pace with the defenders to score a goal, control the ball, that was amazing. And if
Amazing.
if he can do that and improve on that, he
World class, right?
he is world class. Absolutely. That was
I
brilliant.
remember Makara's goal immediately, turning the defender and shooting on the right corner. This was on the, near post.
Near post.
But that is what, even with the Anthony Martial's effort, I think it's just about confidence because Anthony Martial on any other day with so much space would have gone for the far post and would have stuck it in. Any other day, you would have seen probably 10, 12 goals from him finishing on the right far post against Chelsea, against a lot of teams, right? But he went to the near post. He's just not there. I mean, it's okay. He's like De Gea, right? De Gea had a bad time, but we stuck with him. I think he's having a far better season this season so far. A lot of
Um,
goals, not big
I
mistake.
I still think he's still making a lot of mistakes. De Gea, I'll tell you, ask any goalkeeper. Goalkeeper, any goalkeeper worth his salt will not get beaten at the post. You have to cover that post angle. Okay, I think was it against Sevilla? Was it where the ball went through his legs?
Oh yeah. Last season, I think he had a very
No,
horrible
even this
time.
season, I think he conceded a couple of goals that went through his legs. He's been
Okay.
beaten at the post. The
Hmm.
goal, the goal which Neymar scored should never have gone in.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Should never have gone in. Okay, he need. The thing is, he doesn't come off his line very often. He's stuck on his line. He's neither here nor there. If your angle is covered at the angle at which Neymar shot or put the ball in the goal, if the angle is covered, that ball is never going in. Never going in. It would either reach his hand or he can stop it with his legs. And he's also he he tends to, since his confidence is more stopping with his legs. In fact, the PSG goal, had he dived, he probably would have got it, but he went with
I,
his
I,
leg
I,
and missed
I
it.
I agree to that point. I think he's confident with his legs. He always tends to go with
Yeah,
his legs, even when there are chances where he could probably go with his hands.
correct.
I mean, he's an excellent distributor. I mean, with the shot stopping, he's a long range shot stopper. He holds the ball. He's an excellent distributor. I think one of the best in terms of, I mean, I think it's sometimes here and there. I would only compare with last season because the only thing is even with Henderson, right? I mean, it's a risk. I don't want to stick Henderson as the number one goalkeeper, not yet. I would probably have hoped he would have gone to a Champions League team and proved his Champions League credentials because in the league, yes, he's very good. Playing for Sheffield is very good, right? But it is a risk just trusting him there because when you know there is somebody else, you might be a little bit different. When you know there is nobody else, it's a completely different story altogether.
I'm
He
not
could have
saying,
really
yeah,
with
I'm not saying
Champions
De Gea
League.
is bad. I'm not saying
Hmm.
he's bad, but he's making a lot of elementary mistakes, is
Yes,
what I'm
yes.
saying. He's a super goalkeeper, a world class
Super.
goalkeeper. I mean, he's made some brilliant saves. He's won the team so many games on his own. But of late, I'm saying the end of last season and this season, he tends to have these. You can't concede goals going through your legs as a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
It's
not for him.
criminal.
Yeah,
It's criminal. And
he's
at a
30. Right? He has had 10 years at the top with
yeah,
United. He has had a couple of seasons with Atletico. So I think you're right. When you're 30, you're at their peak. For goalkeepers, I think 27 to 32, 33, 34, they are like absolutely on their peak. And he has done a lot of mistakes with the Spanish team also. I think whenever
yes,
he does that, that season is like screwed for United, something like that, right? After the Ronaldo goal, after the World Cup, he had a really, really, really bad time with United.
yes,
But like you said, I mean, it's a funny thing. When he has a very extraordinary season, the defense is poor. When the defense is far better, he has a bad season. I mean, both should come together.
exactly. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me or whatever. But I mean, of late, just seeing Henderson in the goal. I'm not saying make him the number one goalkeeper. I'm not saying drop De Gea or any such thing. But I just feel that his confidence level is there. It's very high, and you feel more confident with him in the goal. There were a couple of saves which he made. He made himself big. He made himself huge. He stopped it with his legs. His anticipation is very good. I think the more game time he gets, he'll probably improve by leaps and bounds. But I think De Gea has to cut off the mistakes from his game. They are simple, elementary mistakes which the goalkeeper should not be making. So I mean, he needs to cut that out. Our defense, I don't know. They seem to be conceding too many goals from set plays.
So please.
Why? every game, Southampton, yesterday, Telles and Pogba were like in no man's land. These things need to be done in training. They know teams like West Ham, Southampton, Brighton. They are teams which practice these set plays. They score off these set plays. They need to keep watching these videos, and they need to be told where they need to stand. The defenders, they can't leave blind spots. Like yesterday's first goal, which they conceded, they didn't even see the runner behind them.
Nothing.
Telles and Pogba were just standing there. Before they knew it, the goal was in. They need to be aware of where the players are, where the forwards are, where the movement is happening. And if you have players behind you and you don't even know they are there and you make no effort to see where those players are, you're blind. You don't have eyes behind your head. But then these things need to be done in training. They need to be told against these teams where to stand, where to position themselves. You can't have 2-3 players standing one behind the other and not marking anybody.
Yep.
In fact, Sir Alex Ferguson's time, he went up against very good teams in Europe and everywhere. And he used to tell his players, he's saying, forget about the pass. Don't mark the pass. You mark the runners. Don't look for the pass. Look for the runners. Okay, you mark the runners, the ball isn't going to go anywhere. You stop the run.
The other, even with there was one pass which actually, luckily Maguire interrupted. It was actually going through. I think it was Haaland's pass. I don't remember. And there was nobody. Pogba saw the runner. He was okay. He was jogging back. I think he wouldn't have caught him. But you could see that they were so close. It was like probably 5-6 inches either side of Maguire. We would have considered the second goal. It was so close. This should. It should be coming. Yeah, it is still a younger team. It should work through. But sometimes when the wingbacks go forward, the midfielders have to start covering more and more. Everybody can't keep going forward and let just two defenders. Yesterday there were a lot of cases where it was like 3-on-2, and then suddenly somebody else came back and helped. Okay, but you shouldn't even go to a position where there is 3-on-2. There should be a position on you are 3 and they are 2, or you are 4-on-3.
Exactly.
Right? There is too many people. Sometimes they are going forward. It is not a 90th minute, right? You are 1-0 down. You want to win a point or something. Even at 60th minute, 65th minute, when you are 2-1 up, you could see that we are leaving a lot of spaces. Sometimes, if AWB goes forward, right, Bissaka goes forward, I think it is very, very prominent that McTominay should come back, and he comes back only when he's receiving the ball, not when he's covering. You can see him; he is on the second half of the pitch. It is okay. It is nice. It's a fluid football, so you have. But the problem is, do we have the enough pace in the defense? We don't have pace in the defense. Lindelof and Maguire are very, very slow.
Very slow.
Right? So the centre backs who don't have defense, the pace, then you need someone else to be there with them. That is where Matic is very smart. If he goes forward, he knows who is behind. I think the only goal which he screwed up, and a lot of people screwed up, as a matter of fact, was the Besiktas goal. If we had not given that goal, I think we would have qualified by now, right? We would have won 4 games and we would have qualified. Really.
PSG was a winning game.
PSG was a winning game. Besiktas we should have never been 2-1. They are a nothing team. We should have finished 5-0. Demba Ba, 36 years old, is scoring.
Exactly. Outrun. It was ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
It was like one of these under 12 or under 14 games. Where the whole defense is just doing what they want in the forward line.
Unbelievable, right? All 4 defenders sitting there in the opposite. Where are the wing backs there? I can't believe wing backs are there, going for corners. Centre backs going for corners, you can. Yesterday also I was noticing that Lindelof was staying back. I don't know why he stays back when attacking corners. See, he's the centre half. He should be going up and sticking his head where the ball is there, right? Only Maguire goes, okay, maybe it's a tactic, but Telles and AWB are not headers, are very good headers. So they are not going to score in corners, right? They are not going to. Maybe Telles is capable of doing a 30-yarder, but not AWB, not Lindelof. Definitely. So at least Lindelof should go and make a presence. That is what I feel is lacking. Vidic scored so many goals, important goals. I remember Vidic scoring, winners, right? 1-0 winners.
Yes, many. Yes.
Many winners, right? At least 5-6 winners in his career. At least winners other than the goals, right? I still remember Inter Milan game. I think it was quarterfinal. Ronaldo's last season. Ronaldo and Vidic scored 2-0 victory. Everton game, Vidic scored. I still remember. That is lacking. That because goals have to come from everywhere. we don't have a 20 goal striker this
We
season.
don't.
I don't.
Yeah.
Cavani probably all three will score 18, 16 goals or something. Bruno will probably score 25, 30. I think he's the only guy who is capable of scoring more than 20 in this team. So I think it is important. There are goals coming from everywhere else.
We definitely need to improve where we need a pacey center back.
Mm.
Okay. You need a. I don't know the problem with Bay. I know it is part of his contract that he has to spend 6 months in the hospital. I don't know,
Yeah,
but he's more injured than not. A fully fit Eric Bailly is a very good proposition.
the
Okay,
beast.
okay.
Fully fit Bailey.
And there is also the option. Okay, if you get a good, you know, you need a quick centre back. You need a CDM and a right winger, which I think would make up this team. But
Absolutely.
if they don't even buy a CDM, Axel Tuanzebe has played that role before. He's quick, he's fast, he has a defensive mindset, he tracks back, which Aaron Van Bissaka does not do at all. I think the luckiest game of the season we've had was against Brighton.
3-2. Yeah.
I don't know how many where Aaron Van Bissaka was absent without leave, as they say in the army, AWOL. He wasn't even there. He wasn't backtracking, he was doing nothing. We were very lucky to get away with that. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a brilliant defender. He's a brilliant
Brilliant.
defender. Okay. Some of his tackles are just out of this world. In fact, one yesterday.
Yeah.
Defending, he's just brilliant defending. But he goes forward on one of his runs and then he doesn't backtrack, and then the defense is left open, his whole side is left open, so they exploit that. That is
Mm.
one thing he needs to learn. As we were talking earlier about Bayern and the way they've converted their wingers into wing backs, it's something they need to work on, because there are just a lot of things that need to be fine tuned a bit. uh, do you
I
think the
think
team uh, probably is getting on purely because of the talent they have and the quality of the players?
I think two parts to that previous point also, right? That yesterday's Bisaka incident defines Bisaka in a nutshell, right? Defending is not just about tackling; it is about a lot of things, right? Positioning. I think positioning wise, he's very poor, very poor. As even yesterday, there were so many balls coming from the right to the left, and Bisaka, somebody is behind Bisaka is easily he's getting pulled narrow. So actually, there is so much space for the left wingers or left backs to come back, and we not having a natural right winger is hurting us a lot because nobody is coming back and tracking, right? We play Mason Greenwood there, we play Rashford there, all these strikers, Mata there. Nobody is a natural winger. Only James is the natural winger in our team, right? And only he has this, in his mind that we have to come back and track. He's very, very good at that. He's a very hard worker. I think that is where you, like you said, absolutely one on one. Bisaka is probably the best top three in the world, but it's just that his positioning is very, very, very. It's just not there. And I think with all this, the arranging that is what Maguire's job is. Maguire is not a great defender. He's a very decent player, very, very decent player. He brings the ball out of defense very well. He's an all-round defender. He doesn't have pace, but he's okay with positioning and stuff. He's very nice with that. He gets the ball. Sometimes he can take the ball forward and he can pass it a little bit okay. But I think his job mainly should be to grow this defense well, right? To organize the defense, because he should be doing that. He should be, but that is what this guy, even with Bisaka, the other day when I was watching the game, Lindelof is telling very clearly, Bisaka go right, that guy is getting free. I think Neymar was getting free, but he was not. He was still sticking near Mbappe. Neymar was getting free. He was shouting like crazy. Lindelof was telling, because Lindelof is a very intelligent defender. He's not a physical defender, but he's very intelligent. His positioning, his passing is excellent. He's telling very clearly, but this guy is not going and covering. So that is something which we have to improve. Individual brilliance, I think obviously, even with when Ferguson was there, Cantona, we had Beckham, we had Ronaldo and Rooney. I think this is similarly we are having our Portuguese Magnifico, Bruno. I think it is very important, but I still think it's not just about Bruno. I think he has the aura. So as soon as he's in the pitch, I think opponents are also a little bit afraid, and we are also playing one gear further. but the players around him are also really doing well. I mean, slowly you can see that Rashford is also getting into a very good rhythm this season. I think Pogba had a fantastic game yesterday. I mean, even in the first half, there were some cases where he was very important in the defense, in winning the balls in the air. I think he was doing okay. I think Pogba is very, very important. I mean, Bruno is important for going forward, but Pogba's balance, he can dictate a game. He has that in him, but he hasn't brought his A game for a long time with United. It's been there, flashes here and there. Like we said yesterday, no unnecessary, showboating, nothing. Just pick the ball, keep passing. As far as he does that, right? That's what Scholes did. He never did, step overs, do all
Yes.
this
No
unnecessary.
showboating.
The ball,
Yeah.
pass. That's it. That's it. He was never. Pogba is a diva, right? He's not like Scholes. He doesn't want to be under the radar. He wants to be in the radar. He is very talented. He can score goals. You can only imagine, right? Those goals. Yesterday's goal was one example, but he has the capability in scoring goals. He can hit the ball better than a lot of players. He can get into the box and score goals. He can ghost it. He can do that. He can do passes like crazy, right? He can do 40-yard, 50-yard accurate passes.
Yes.
He should
Brilliant.
control that. We have always been telling this. This is like 3 years now. We have been telling if you want to be a number six, you have to control all this unnecessary forward. You have to track back. You have to work harder. We always say he's so fit. He's an athletic player. He can run for like 10 games together. He can keep playing 90 minutes. That he has to show on the pitch. He can't keep jogging on the pitch and expecting to play game. It will be better if he plays 6 out of those 10 games and gives in 100%
100.
performance. He
Exactly.
would win six
Yeah.
out of those 10 games easily. I
But
think he's the key. With this team, he's the key. Bruno is obviously going to give us 25 goals. Ole's biggest challenge will be to take care of Bruno, to take care of Rashford, Cavani. How to manage. We have a okay. I think we still lack one attacker, maybe proper right winger. If Diallo comes in, let's see how he gets on with the team. Pelistri is doing very well with the under 23. We have an okay team. Maybe one attacker would have been good, but Lingard is also there somewhere in and around the squad. But I think Pogba is the key because Fred, as good as he is, as hard work he does, I don't think he will win us games. He will be the ticker. He will be like Carrick or somebody, right? He can play along a defensive midfielder. He's not a defensive midfielder. He can play near a defensive midfielder and he can spread. But he can't spread the ball like Pogba. He can't, score goals like Pogba. He can't. Pogba and him have different personalities, different. He's Fred keeps under the radar. He just wants to get the game. He's a fantastic. Like last 1 year, he has been absolutely brilliant for us. But if we want to win things, I think it has to be with Pogba. He has the capability than a lot of players in this team. The team should be built on Bruno, and it should be like Pogba, Martial, Rashford, Cavani, Greenwood should be playing week in week out. This team can score against any team 3 goals any given day. Any team we have the capability to create 8 to 10 chances, good enough to score 3 goals at least, at the very least, right? So such a good team. We probably haven't seen this team in 10 years. After Ronaldo, this is how we are playing like this for a long time. Even with RVP, it was all about RVP at that time, right? Because even Rooney was playing behind RVP. We had one focal point, which was Robin Van Persie. It was all his goals, 25 goals a season. I think this is a team which has even better, attack wise, it is even better because we had Welbeck, Chicharito. I think this is far better. Rashford, Martial, Greenwood are better than them. This is a very good chance, and there's no team running away, right? Only Chelsea is doing okay, and even with them, right? You score a couple of goals, they don't have enough like us to come back. We 2-0 to 3-2 against Southampton. I don't think they have the physical presence in their team to come back and win 3-2 against Southampton or West Ham, right? I think this is a very good chance. We had a bad start, but we have compensated it, winning 2-3 important games. I think let's see how it goes.
Um, do you think Martial, yesterday's game, he played too deep, or he was playing too deep? Probably, he was getting cut off in the middle of the park. Would changing his position have probably improved the attacking uh, sort of mindset of the team?
I don't know why he was going in the middle and Cavani was going on the left, to be honest, actually. You remember when Rooney was out of form, Ferguson played him deeper and said he needs to get the ball more. He needs to make more passes because he is out of form. I want him to play more passes. And he had like 120. I remember the game was against Stoke. It was an away game. We won it. and he played deeper, and he played like a crazy game. That is when people are saying Rooney is good enough to play a midfield role. I don't think it is, because he doesn't have the height to actually, but he's a warrior, right? He can compensate. He's like Rooney is a beast. He can. I mean, everybody used to say he can play any position in the pitch, including goalie, right? That is what Martial should have done. He should have stuck in the left, which is where he, I mean, irrespective of whether comfortable or not, he's a natural there. He should have stuck there. And instead of keeping on holding the ball, I mean, holding the ball is only when there are runners around you. You don't have runners around you. There is no Bruno. There is nobody going to run around Martial. There is no James or anybody, so you can pass the ball and they can fly like anything. There is nobody. Why do you want to keep trying to hold the ball, either win fouls or, I mean, and we are not going to go and score in set pieces against West Ham either. So if you win fouls, you can put balls in the box and Cavani is not going to score nothing. So there is no point in him trying to hold the ball and win free kicks or anything, right? The only good play he had in 50-55 minutes was when he hit the left top, which he should have gone for the right top. It's a confidence thing. I'm sure about it. But again, time is running out, right? Mason is knocking at the door to be a centre forward. We already have Cavani, right? If Diallo comes in and he suddenly has a very good 2-3 games, we were talking about this Rashford losing his place last year, end of last season. If Sancho we had signed, everybody was talking about Cavani, Martial, and Sancho. If Diallo has a good game, everybody will talking about Cavani, Rashford, and Diallo. And Mason will be the first change. Martial will not, which he will not like. So, and but the other important thing is he's a very good player, but he's not irreplaceable. He's not like Bruno, right? You will get 100 Marshalls in the market, right? There will be so many guys we will get, and pure wingers who can come and play as a left winger. Marshall is not like, Marshall is a semi winger, semi attacker, semi everything, right? He's strong, right? He is very useful when defending set pieces and stuff. He's a very good player, but at the same time, he's not a winger. He's not going to take a man on and fly on the wing like Ryan Giggs or anybody. So United, if they feel they're going to sell Marshall and invest that money on a proper left winger, and you can move Rashford in the middle, Rashford in the right, and Cavani, Mason Greenwood on the right, and Rashford in the middle. There is kids in the academy who are doing very, very well. Somebody will start coming and knocking at the door. Elanga is there. He's doing very, very, very well of late. He will come and knock at the door. Marshall's time is running out. He has so much talent. Obviously, we'll give him one full season. But if he has a very poor season, let's say 4 goals, 5 goals season, then it's good for United and Marshall to move on.
I think with Jose also, Jose felt that Martial had a commitment problem. He didn't doubt his talent, but of course with Pogba and Martial, he just couldn't get along, and he questioned both the attitudes. And okay, last year Martial had a good season. I think he got some 20 odd goals. Pogba was injured in and out and whatever, but I think if their potential cannot be harnessed and they aren't able to give 100% and play to their potential, I think, yeah, if you can, they should be sat down, sit with them, talk to them, and actually understand if they have a problem, what their problems are. They need to be solved, because just talent is not enough. You need to produce that on the pitch. So I just hope
And not enough anywhere. So when it comes to United, it's not enough, because there are 1,000 players waiting in the wings to come and play for United.
Correct.
Right. That is very. I think with Pogba, it is a different case. I think his heart is like, one day he wants to be a United player, one day he wants to be a Real Madrid player, or Juventus player, whatever he wants to be. Right.
Yeah.
I think that is there. I am okay if he wants to go. I think a lot of people are okay if he wants to go, because he's not the diva anymore. Team, we are winning even without him.
Correct.
But at the same time, with his talent and everything, if he leaves without even winning a league title with United, it will not be good for him. I think that is what he really wants. He can see the team is building. He knows this is a very good team. If he plays well, this team is going to win. Have you ever seen a game where Pogba plays well and we have lost? I don't remember.
Right? Absolutely. If he plays the game against City, where we were down 2-0, all those goals Pogba was instrumental in. And coming back from 2-0 down in Derby game against City.
In City
with blue hair.
Yeah, with blue hair.
Yeah. So,
sending all the wrong signals out.
Exactly. He was brilliant in that game. So, I mean, if he plays
Sanchez
like that,
was brilliant in that game. He made Sanchez look so good. Sanchez only good game with United, probably 2 good games with United. One was against City, one was against Arsenal. But Sanchez was so good in that game, and I mean, that's what, right? He was ghosting from the midfield and winning headers, winning the balls. It was two, very good headed goal, and the other one was the first goal was a very good finish. Herrera was playing with him, very good finish. He's so capable. He's so capable. I mean, I still think he should be playing further forward. His best position is behind the striker, but he has everything, right? Like McTominay. McTominay is a striker converted, midfielder converted to a defensive midfielder. It is all in the attitude. McTominay is still able to run, and produce it. You are an 80 million player. If you don't have that, right? We are not asking anything else. We just ask some more commitment. You want to work hard. There is nothing wrong being a football player and working hard on the pitch. That is the first thing you should do as a football player. Anybody says
Exactly.
anybody. That is the problem with Martial also, right? He doesn't chase like Cavani. People don't like him because he doesn't chase like Tevez used to do, Rooney used to do, Cavani, Rashford. You look at this team, right? Everybody is chasing. Martial is not. He'll chase. I mean, I think sometimes with Ole also, I don't like it when he says Martial is doing the presses at the right time. It's okay, but he's also not doing it all the time. Sometimes he can do it little bit more, and Ole has to push the point that yeah, you're doing it at some instances, but that's not enough. If you take a chart and see how much distance these guys have covered, Marshall will come next to goalie. As simple as that. He does very,
Exactly.
very good. That is something I think United fans we can't accept, right? We had seen all these strikers chase like crazy. I mean, obviously but Berbatov had a different style. He can finish like class. He can head. He had an unbelievable ball control, and he had a brilliant brain. He's a footballing brain. I mean, other than Mata, I think he's the only guy who has such a football. Bruno, of course, he has such a footballing brain. With talent, Marshall can do a lot. I like Marshall. He did an excellent job last season. He's the first guy to score a hat trick after a long time. He is very capable. He can dink with goalkeepers. I think
Yes.
Nani. He's like Nani, right? Inconsistent and talented. I always think Marshall like Nani, who is like so inconsistent, can play on both wings. We should have never sold players like Nani. He has X factor. Suddenly he will turn up and he will have a 9 out of 10 game. We should that kind of players is what I think Van Gaal missed
Yeah,
when he was managing.
that is true. I guess it's also a confidence issue. Maybe I don't know. He's not short of talent, so probably I don't think he scored in the Premier League this year. Marshall, I don't think so. No. So probably gets in a couple of goals. Is probably confidence level goes up. There's no doubting his talent, as you said. But if it doesn't convert to performances on the field, it means nothing. So okay, and now looking ahead, we've got a
The one thing about
crunch game.
you were telling about this, right? So the only thing I just wanted to add just one line about him is see, even Rooney has missed sitters. We had seen that. RBP has missed sitters. I can. It's just that again I go back to the point of how they come back, and the next game they'll be like crazy. They'll be running around like crazy. They'll want the ball. They want to score. Does Martial have that? Is the big question. I mean, everybody goes out of form. Some game, sometime Bruno is going to go. Even I think with Bruno, right, of late, he has been scoring goals even with not so good form. Sometimes you see a lot of misplaced passes and stuff. But with him, it is not about that. He'll come and still score a goal. He'll still have 2 assists or 1 assist or something. He'll still have in a bad day he'll have a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 performance. He's such a great player. I think Martial is he's at 24, 25. He's at the peak of his game. He should be scoring left, right, and center. But yeah, the Leipzig game. What do you think? How are we going to set up?
It's a must-win game. Don't even look for a draw.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know if Marshall is fit after
Mhm.
the uh, he had a groin problem, so I don't know whether they'll play him. Uh, Tuanzebe, I think, is out of that game.
We had
Or
an off group.
yeah,
Who?
so I think they need to go with a 4-4-2 initially.
Mm.
Just show up the midfield because Leipzig are if you watch the game against Bayern, the Bundesliga match, the 3-all match yesterday, which they played, they ran Bayern ragged. They were running all over the place. Of course, Upamecano will not be there for the Champions League. I
Mm.
think he's
Yeah.
suspended. Yeah,
Suspend.
suspended. So I think a 4-4-2 in my opinion, is the best option. At least start, and you play at least two strikers up front. Let Rashford on the wing play probably Cavani and Greenwood. Let Martial on the wing. Fernandes. The balance of the team. I would definitely want to play, but if a fit Pogba, fine. You play Pogba and Fernandes in the middle of the park. Probably Van de Beek slightly upsets the balance because he and Fernandes are the same type of players, box to box midfielder. They run all over the place, but you need someone to shore up the defense. And I think either McTominay or Matic, one of them, as a CDM. So I think you need to go with a 4-4-2 at least. You know, you don't need to go out and start attacking from the beginning. You just play conservative football, which is the sensible thing to do. Because
They need a win.
if you
So
concede,
yeah,
I don't know if you're going to
they'll
get
come
back
back.
into the game.
Yep, they need a win. So as simple, we need a draw. At the end of the day, practically they need a win. We need a draw. I think the back four picks for itself. It will be the same back four what we played yesterday.
Yeah,
I would probably go with both Matic and McTominay to be defensive because McTominay can be a runner and Matic can sit there, get the ball, keep playing it to Tellers and AWB or Bruno or whoever. Bruno in front of those two, and then I'll go with Cavani, Greenwood, and Rashford. Just at least for the first 60 minutes. If let's say we are leading or something, then we can get Pogba in to head the balls to get more control. Maybe Mata, whoever we want to. We can get Martial in for Cavani if needed. I hope Cavani is fit. I don't know. Like he took a knock, but I don't believe he'll sit out. He will start unless
so
it is serious.
play a 4-3-3.
4-3-3, but it's more like a 4-2-1-3-1 or something like that. Two defensive. Let's go with two defensive. Let's say front four you can go on attack. Six of us let's defend. Let's be compact because Matic will is always very very smart in sensing danger. He will even if somebody beats Harry Maguire, he's going to come back and help him out. So I would like to see. I don't know. I think because Fred is out. So with Fred is out, and Pogba played a full 90 minutes. Maybe it's better because the City game is again coming up. These games are going to come by blink of the eye. The next game is going to come. These guys had like 2 days and they have to travel all the way to Germany. So they'll be probably traveling tonight or tomorrow morning, and then they'll have 1 day to rest. Maybe don't risk Pogba because he's just back from an injury. He has played full 90 minutes, and West Ham playing at West Ham 90 minutes is not something like walk in the park. So with all the work he has done, Bruno and Rashford were rested for this, so they are going to start. Greenwood, he's on a very good form. That is why I would probably go for Greenwood. So I think we'll have Martial and Pogba in the bench and see. Okay, if 60 minutes we need a goal, get Martial on. If we are maybe on a better note, get Pogba on and hold the ball or something like that. Don't take a risk because even if we come out 1-1, it's okay. It's at the
Yeah,
beginning of
draw will do.
this I mean beginning of the group stage. We would have been very lucky if we said we were 9 points, 10 points, we were in second place or wherever we are, right, first or second place. We were beating PSG, beating 5-0. That's a very good thing because we beat them 5-0. So that is, I mean, something which we might not have, expected. 5-0, maybe 1-0, 2-1 or something was what I was hoping that game. And after doing that, losing to Besak Shakir is something which is unbelievable. But then again, we showed we are good enough. 4-1 was a very good victory. PSG was, maybe we are unlucky. But if we lose, probably we'll go back to the Besak Shakir game and say maybe we could have
That was
drawn
the
that game.
one. Yeah, that was the one we could have. The team could have won. Yes, that
Because
was.
both times we have played PSG, right? Home we have lost, away we have won. Home we have lost, away we have won. That is what it has been with. And same referee we had at home, same 2 goal margin. It looks like somebody wrote the script before, right? You put like 2 goals
Yeah,
and then referee and all. So it was funny. But at the end of the day, I think we are good enough. Even when, I mean, again, these guys have had a very tough game yesterday, RBL. So I think it is, if we are smart, we can hold the ball, make them run a little bit because they have to try, they will come to try and score. They have to, at home, they want to win. They'll give it their all. Last 10 to minutes, they're going to like throw everything at us. So get 2 goals and stay safe. That's what we should do. 2 goals, keep the ball, get 2 goals. Get 2 goals, I think this front four is capable. Rashford, Rashford, Greenwood, and Cavani if they start. with Bruno, because don't risk Martial in this game, in a must-win game. This league, it's okay. One game you lose, it's okay. Two games you lose, it's okay. With this, we have a very good team. I mean, this team can go and play against Barcelona, Real Madrid. Real Madrid, Barcelona are not anymore the teams they are. Probably other than Bain, I think there is no great team which we can't beat. We can beat anybody on that day. Even Bain we can beat if we are smart enough. Like you said, they also have a few problems in their defense.
Yeah.
We are smart. We have pace, something which not a lot of teams have. I think this is a fantastic team, has so much capabilities. Don't risk anything. Play two defensive midfielders, hold the ball, let them come at you, attack, counter attack, and score the 2 goals. Get the 2 goals, they'll be like down and out.
Let's hope for the best. Let's hope it all works out for the team and they qualify for the knockout stage. Thanks a lot, Karthik. It's been a great conversation. Till the next time, till we meet again next week, same time, same place.
Yeah, happy here. Before the City game, maybe we'll do something before the City game.
Yes.
Let's get into the knockout stages and let's meet happily.
Yes, definitely. You take care.
Sure.
Yeah. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank
See you. Okay. Bye.